number on my phone that I lost your see. I know you're on socials and you don't want to be seen, but I ain't seen you since that day when I got you machine. If I need another night, yo, if I die broke, I'll come back alive. All the fun I had to sacrifice, I had to see the money with the magnifier.
Travs today, you get me?
Come on.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. Link up. Pod time in a bit.
Fucking. I don't like that song.
No.
I know.
No, I'm sorry. Mo Stack's back. I'm not having that.
Is it?
I'm not having that.
I had him on my notes.
I'm not having that.
I had Mo Stack in my notes.
Summer's here.
Yeah, but you know what it is, yeah? I think Mo Stack is the coldest. I do. I'm gonna get to all of this but properly in a bit. I think actually I'll just say it now. I think Mo Stack is the coldest. At what he does, he is the coldest.
Yeah.
I think the problem that maybe I'm having is, what does it sound like? What does he sound like? What does a good Mo Stack sound like today? Do you know what I mean? Like, at that time, it was the coldest at that time. But what is it? How does it sound? Because I feel like there's another level. I feel like there's another level that he can get to, that he can hit. And like, do you know how many times I've said when I've talked about people that are fans, when you have fans of a time, or you have fans that are like just genuinely fans of you.
Yeah.
So the difference between having fans of a time and people that have fans of you is that at this one particular time, when a bunch of these artists was making a certain sound and it was a vibe, it was just a vibe then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, like you might look back at like, you know, whatever year, you can go and say like 2017 where this tune came out and this happened and that summer and like all of these tunes and these artists and whatever, and it's like, that was cold, but you know, you was a fan of the time, more so a fan of the actual artist, yeah? Mm-hmm. Then you might have a Dave who can be within a time, but his fan base will just grow with him. Same with Huss, same with Storms, same with a bunch of Pete Skep. Like, and in that, Skep does it really well. He's able to like come back each time, not necessarily reinvent himself each time, but he comes back and he sometimes dives in these different pockets and these different stages or whatever, yeah. But it slaps because it's like, it just feels like a smart move that has been made for a time. I don't know how to explain it. Whereas with Mo Stack, I'm like, you know what? This is cool, but it sounds like it's a thing from back then. And I don't know if we're past that now.
Is it nothing to do with subject matter?
Nah, he's just supposed to just be vibes in like how we would usually do. Maybe, I don't know. Like, see with Clavish as well, I rate Clavish. I think Clavish is cold. But I'm like, I listen to the bars on that song and I'm like, I get what it's for. They're just supposed to just be bars. They just get, you know what I'm saying? Whatever off the dome, you just saying some shit. So they're going in and out of the gun ting to the gal ting, line by line. Together? Yeah, they got.
I ain't heard it yet.
That was it.
That was what we listened to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to listen to it.
So it just sounds like, you know what? If this came out 2018, 19 of that time, I would have been so in it. But today, I just know he has got other gears, and I just want to know what that looks like. I want to know what that gear in 2025 looks like for him, because he is a cold spitter. And do you know what I think would be good for him to do, essentially? Give verses out. Do you know what? There's a couple of Darko tunes I think he would murder. I think Darko right now, for the summer sounding thing, has it.
By the way, yeah, she's cooking, you know.
Cooking!
Like, we did an R&B in Gothenburg, so we ended up going to the festival that was out there. We're out west, yeah. She was on the lineup. Went to the stage that she was on. Remember, that's what I told you.
Yeah.
What's it called? I took my camera and the security put his arm on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Which acadation, big man. I was like, oh snap! I died the camera. But when she touched the stage, yeah, shellings. I was like, raw. Not like I didn't respect your thing, but that made me think, nah, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, you're definitely.
So Darko, big up you, man.
Like, it made you think, oh, this is connecting.
Yeah, like, and we're not in London. Like,
Yeah.
we're in Sweden. So, like, you'd be so surprised certain artists that are, like, probably disheartened because they're not getting a particular, like, vibe in the UK. Travel, man. You could be shutting it down in Albania, you know? Over there, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Or whole arena. Go over there. Go do your thing. Trust me, the world's a big place, man.
Darko is absolutely cooking. Trust
He's
me.
cooking.
And I think, do you know what though? Do you know what? This also speaks to the point of what I'm saying as well, yeah? What Darko, I hope, is doing, and I believe it can happen, is that she's trying to translate this into people that are going to be real fans of her and not fans of the time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you got real fans, for you, then you'll always be able to do shows and you'll always be able to tour, even when this isn't, that ain't the most popular sound. It ain't really the wave. You're kind of off it.
Can I give you pushback?
Go for it.
When you say fan at the time, yeah. So let's talk about R&B.
Yeah.
90s R&B. We're still playing it 2025.
Yeah.
It still bangs. Would you say we're fans at the time?
Yeah. That is a valid
That's
point.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
We're still singing our hearts out.
But
now.
hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, yeah?
I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way. I'm just giving you pushback.
Yeah. You're right. But it's taken a long time to get to this point. It's taken, I'm not saying us, because that's going to sound like a mad thing to say, but it's taken...
Talk your shit, man.
It's taken a wave of things to happen for you, because you know what? People are obviously going to be fan of nostalgia. Like, nostalgia will always come back around. And if you have a moment within that, that's cool, because then later on now, you'll have a moment again, and that's good to be able to stay in the mix. But there is a difference between somebody who might have been a fan of that time, and yes, you had to wait 35 years or 25 years to be able to tour again, to that one artist who was still able to tour within that time and tour today. I know it's an anomaly, but Usher was outside them times there. He was outside when it wasn't so popular. He was outside. And he was still building fans. And then when the nostalgia era come back, guess what? It's O2 Arena 9 times.
Yeah.
But is it nostalgia, or is it the fact that, like, everybody who was listening to them has money and jobs and can now pay to go to these shows?
Well, no, that's a part of it too, because this is what happens, yeah? If you're a fan of a time and you're 19 years old, and then you move, then you put 5 years on top of that, or 6 years on top of that, you're 24, 25, and you are in a different space to where you was 19. So that time when you was 19, it was cool for that time. But when you're 25, it's different. Whereas if you are a fan of a particular artist, you might be 19. And let me use Dave for an example. You're a fan of Dave at 19. As Dave gets older, you get older with him because he's making the music that is according to where he's at. Do you get what I'm saying? Not everyone can do that. And listen, if you have a couple of hit records, let me tell you something. Hardy Caprio, Best Life. Best believe at some point in life again, this is going to be the waviest tune again. It's going to be the waviest tune in life again. Everyone's going to be like, it's going to come back out. It's going to be a certain time, a nostalgic era. It's going to be summertime, and we're going to, you get what I'm saying? But though, he might have to wait 10, 15 years for that.
But that's why I said context of the music. So when I'm 19 listening to Dave, for example, I might not really understand what Dave is saying. Remember, Dave's the one that's advanced, not me. I'm just a fan. Then when I get to 25 and I'm replaying the project that Dave made at 19 and I'm listening to it a bit deeper, like, for example, R&B again, talking about cheating and love and all that. I don't know what these women are experiencing, but now, I've experienced life. There's certain tunes I'm like Tamia, Stranger in my house. Yeah. Yo, I know what that feels like. I loved you yesterday, I don't know who you are tomorrow. It happens, innit? But at the time, I was just singing it because it's a tune. But now I feel it. So I just think this context does happen. Like, it makes sense. So when you talk about like the tune, I ain't heard it yet, so respectfully. But if you're talking about gal and straps and all of that in your music, that's only really going to resonate with certain man anyway.
No, but it's supposed to be a summer tune. You know
I know, but I do think context plays a part.
Maybe I was being a little bit too harsh. It's not that I don't think the song is a bad song. it just feels a tad bit dated, and I'm like, I'm looking forward to seeing the different pockets that can like go in, because he's got the ability to be able to do it, and he's just sick. You know, like when you see him in the hotel room, there's a camera on and he's just freestyling. It's like, it makes you excited because you're like, oh yeah, he's about to drop something. Do you know what I mean? He's saying stuff. It's smart. It's witty. It's like, it's braggadocious. It's a bunch of all of these things, but it's different to making an actual song. Do you know what I mean? Darko probably can't go in a hotel with a camera on and just bar like that. But Darko can make a record though. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, big him up though. If you as an artist, yeah, if you can somehow get fans of you as opposed to fans of a time, then you're good. But do you know what? You could even use podcast examples, bro. It's like, there might have been a certain time where people might have been listening to a whole bunch of different podcasts or whatever, but then there will always be the one or two where they are an actual fan of you. Do you get what I'm saying? So they still might, like, they may not listen as much as they had listened to at a point, but they'll still jump in, jump out, because they're still part of their routine. Whereas of a certain time, you might have just been listening to near enough everything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear it.
If you can get people that are fans of you, then you can do so much different things with that. Fling out too much when you're ready. Do a live show when you're ready. People will still pull up and all of that. JME, perfect example.
Bashy.
Like they actually have. It's not just fans of a time. It's actually fans of them. You know what I mean? You good though?
Yeah, man. Can't complain, man.
I'm not gonna lie. You look like a man who's moving still.
Do you know what's so mad? I'm packing my stuff, yeah. And then you know how hard it's been for me to try and get through to them two man, yeah. So it's like I'm just in limbo. So I've packed a couple bags, like just gonna try and move it quickly. Anyway, got through to them yesterday, so I put the 4 bags in the car, drove up there, was able to offload some of the bags. Got back to my yard, realised every single t-shirt that's my stash that I put in my wardrobe, yeah, because I've kind of got rid of the old ones and all the new ones, is in the yard. So I'm in my yard now thinking, I don't know what I'm wearing today.
Oh yeah.
So I have to go through the old stash. Yeah. Clean clothes, but I was looking to get rid of these. So let me just try and find something. So yeah, I found a black tee, shorts. I thought, let me just quickly wear this and come down.
But the good thing about moving is decluttering though.
Oh, bro.
You can just get rid of bare things.
Do you know how many t-shirts I have? Bro, I think I have like 300 t-shirts, you know.
Crazy.
And at least 100 of them are black, just plain black.
Yeah.
Bro, it's mad. I'm getting rid of bare stuff. My brother's always like, I'll just put them on Vinted, sell them. But I ain't got time to be taking pictures and a man haggling me for £50 postage. Sorry, 50p postage. Nah, man.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go.
You need to get somebody to do that for you. I ain't done it, but I would get somebody to do it. Actually, no. This is not selling it. But there was one time I was talking about giving clothes to charity, and I can't remember. I'm sure he'll pop up now. Yeah, there was one brother who linked me. Come to my yard, and he like takes your clothes and whatever, gives them to people on the streets or whatever. But he takes videos and stuff of it. I can't remember his name, but you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's something heart. It has heart in it.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, he came to my house. He took my trainers. He took a bunch of different things. But yeah, I'm not, because I ain't got the time to do. I do have the time. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to sit down, take pictures, and then like. I guess in my head I'm thinking to myself, I'm only gonna sell this for like small change, and I'm thinking from the wrong mentality, because if I sell a bunch of stuff for small change, it adds up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that with my trainers. I've got like 10 pairs of trainers I put to the side. I'm gonna be very brutal on myself and add another 5 more to the stash that I said I'm keeping.
What size are you?
9. Yeah, if anyone's a size 9, add me on Snapchat. There's bargains going. Jordan 1's £50.
What's it? Is it?
yeah. I'm flinging them out, man.
Ain't there? Ain't Vinted got an app where it's kind of like Instagram?
Yeah, but the problem with Vinted, is one time I put up I got gassed when we did Royal Albert Hall. Tried to celebrate and go buy a wavy outfit. I spent $2,000 on a jacket.
Oh my god!
And because I banged Jim, within 3 months, that
Can't
jacket didn't
wear
fit
it
me.
now.
The jacket didn't fit me. So I put it on Vinted. The price they quoted me, I didn't even
150.
punch the CEO through the phone, bro. No, like 4 bills. I said I spent 2 bags on this. You're trying to give me 4 bills. Move. So I've been
When I said
anti-Vinted.
150, I meant £150.
Yeah, 4 bills. I said anti-Vinted. So one of my boys ended up buying it off me.
How much you sell it for?
Like 7 bills.
Oh, okay.
It was just sitting in my wavy Prada jacket, but it was just sitting in my wardrobe. I was so vexed. And and a part of me was thinking, when I get a girl, I'm gonna gift this to her. Just never came round, man. I needed a pee first, so they sold it for like 7 bills. But then I've done it bare times.
You should actually kept it and maybe just give it to your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know why I say that? Because I know that like my mum, I know it's different because woman, but my mum's got one of my grandmother's jackets, and it's wavy today. When my mum wears it, she looks like an absolute, she looks like a queen in it.
Oh,
It's like an old thing. Huh?
Fur things.
Yeah, it's fur.
Yeah,
it's fur. Long trench coat kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's cold.
yeah.
It's
I got
cold.
another jacket that I'll probably keep. Yeah, I got another jacket I'll keep for that sentiment.
I'll be real. When I was growing up, the hand-me-downs that I got from my older cousins, they were like the coldest, like Nike, whatever, and I'm just like, those were like what the hell?
I know. Basically.
Or is that your phone notification?
Yeah, but you know what?
just-
I'll just tell, because every time it goes off, people just look at me like I'm a sicko, yeah? The reason why I actually had this on and I haven't changed it is because I set up a new email address. When I was going through the process to buy a yard, I set up because I didn't want to put Chuckie at this, that. I wanted it to be government name thing in it, yeah? So the only people that had it at the time was like the people that was in that process. And because I was eager, I wanted a notification that when I hear it, I know immediately it's got something to do with that.
Yard, yeah.
I just never changed it.
But you're still getting emails there?
Yeah, because now I use it for like random stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, but sorry, hand-me-downs.
Yeah, no, they were just like the coldest joints, bro. So even if you had that Prada jacket, you give it to your nephew or your best friend's little brother or something. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Did you get good hand-me-downs?
From who?
I don't know.
No.
I never got no hand-me-downs.
Yeah, I never got hand-me-down.
But you had brothers. You got brothers and a sister or
Yeah,
sisters.
I'm the eldest though.
Oh,
Oh, hand me up.
Hand me up, shit. my brother sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, your
he's gone
brother-
shopping.
Okay.
My brother's a wavy youth, man.
Yeah.
He's gone shopping and he's probably bought something that's like. I remember one time I came home, yeah, and it was just like clothes on my bed, and I was like, "Yo, did you make a mistake?" He was like, "I bought them, but they don't fit in it. Yeah, you can have them." I was like, "Alright, cool." I see Craig Mitch post a picture in one of them. And he's Craig Mitch is swaggy, so I'm like,
yeah.
let me Google this. But I did both t-shirts, £300 each.
Yeah.
So I wear this tomorrow. What? He's like, yeah. It's just my brother's like that. He's just like, he'll buy a bunch of stuff, like personal. I think he has personal shoppers, isn't it? So he'll just come and just show him a bunch of stuff that, and he'll just be like, yeah, I want that. Like even this, like for example, these are the Travis Scott's dunks. My birthday, he was just like, yeah, in the office, I got your gift. I don't know how much he paid. I don't know how much they are. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. They're nice. I'm going to wear it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It is what it is.
And you know what they are. Yeah, sometimes.
You know what I mean?
You know, I've changed a bit. Find me the gem in the market. I'm on all of that now.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Obviously, yesterday, gang, you lot wouldn't have known, but I came here yesterday. We were supposed to record a pod yesterday, and bare cancellations didn't happen. So anyway, I've gone to the market on Portobello Road. Yeah, I've bought candles on that market before. My place, it smells divine when I light up.
Divine, you know.
Divine. Smells divine. It's one of them. Anyway, their candles are sick, by the way. £20, whatever. All these different scents. So I'm walking through the thing now, and then I saw like this woman. She was selling clothes, yeah, but they looked almost handmade kind of thing. I just see these bottoms, yeah. So I said to her, "Yo, where?" Like, I said, "Who made these?" She said, "Oh, I did." She said, "But none of them." She said, "Each one is different because it's handmade or whatever." I said, "Yo, let me show you.
Crochet.
Let me show you." I'm going back there right now after this to go and buy the next joint. They're different though.
Yeah. Man, pre-warned me. Oh, yeah. I see what you're
And they
saying.
fling them on with Clarks now, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Danae would be having fun
See that?
over there. Yeah.
I got the Clarks for them now. I said, 20
Yeah.
off. I'm going back there to go and buy different colours now.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah, that's what they're handmade, bro.
Oh, that's serious. It's like cloth, but not cloth. That's cold.
Comfy.
Yeah,
With Clarks. So you know what? This summer as well, I'm on a Clarks thing. Like more. Like on a I want to get like maybe another 3 pairs of Clarks so that I can have a couple of pairs of Clarks that I can wear on a daily-ish one. Not necessarily like a dress up sprucey kind of thing. I want to just wear Clarks. So that means that by doing that, I need to change elements of my wardrobe a bit. But I don't really know how to do... Bro, I'm not a colours... I don't know how to do stuff, bro. I just know how to wear black.
Poet.
Huh?
Poet.
Nah, his stature is a certain thing. It might work for him, it ain't working for me.
You talking about the fit or the clothes?
Clothes,
as in like the where to
colours. See, like that there, what I've just showed you. You
Yeah.
can put it on the screen, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
The colours in that, I wouldn't really know how to style. Like, that's... You see them Clarks that I put on that actually goes with it, yeah? It's a fluke.
Yeah, but you first got there, you was baffled.
I didn't know what to do with it. Bro, I got those Clarks. I don't know what to wear them with.
Yeah.
You know, like, let me say this, yeah. You see, if you see me wearing certain things that go, yeah, understand that was just by chance. Like, I don't buy stuff that's gonna go with that and this is gonna go with this because that color here. I've got stuff in my wardrobe that I don't know how to style it. I don't know what to wear with that. And then somewhere down the line, something pops up and I'm like, okay, let me try this with that. And then I'm like, oh, this is wavy. But then there's been a couple of times when I've done it and I've forgotten what I did, how I styled it now.
Do you know what you need to do? You need to look at the color wheel and then base it on that because it's just a science in it. So orange goes with blue, purple goes with yellow.
Does
red
orange
goes
go with
green.
blue, yeah?
Yeah, it does. Whether it's not a question. It goes with the opposite. I don't know what the term is, yeah. But then there's also a theory where
Like complementary colours.
and there's other ones like I can't remember the terms for them. But the theory is 60-30-10. So 60 is the predominant color.
Right.
The 30 is the accent color, and then the 10 is just another color you throw in there. But usually that 10 will be like a black, grey, or white. Yeah. So you see like the color wheel. If you just blow one up.
Let's go to an image. Like this one.
Yeah, anyone.
Clothing colour wheel.
Yeah. So if you're gonna go for something that's blue, for example, you'd match it with something on the other side of it, which is yellow or orange.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you go to the opposite side.
You go to the opposite side. So you wouldn't do blue and you could do blue and green, but then you're going down the side way. There's different terms for it. But when you research that, then you'd know. So if you, for example, if you look at a Clarks and it's like, I want the orange ones, then you'd now wear blue denim. But then with the blue denim, you might wear a white tee.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the white tee might have an accent of orange or blue on it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how you. And that's how you.
On that chart there, is the yellow going with the blue? Let me see.
Yeah,
So
opposite colours.
So you see this one. This one will go here.
Yeah.
Oh, yellow.
Maybe, but
Orange.
the levels. So this one would go with the top one.
You see the orange on the top there? Yeah.
Yeah, orange with the
And then
top
you go
go
straight
down.
down.
You go straight down.
It's a blue.
Oh yeah.
So it's not about someone telling you, it drops. No, it drops. It's a theory. It drops.
I have another thing.
I always wear orange with black because obviously black goes with everything.
You know, have you seen that girl on Instagram or?
Put that next to you, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Have you seen that girl on Instagram where she does her fits? So do you, I'm assuming you go home and you try stuff on, you try fits together, right?
Occasionally.
Right. You know when you take a picture like this, yeah. If you highlight yourself, oh no,
Yeah, I know it does.
and it highlights a thing, and you can save it as a sticker,
Yeah.
and then that you can just put that in your notes, and you have all your fits fit, so you won't forget what it was that.
Oh, who does that?
So look. You see, if I highlight myself, it says
Yeah.
add sticker. So I'll add sticker, and then it comes into my stickers like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I know that.
And then you'd go into your notes, and then you'd
Basically, just fling all the stickers in there.
just add the sticker, and there you are.
Just have a
There's
build up
your
of
fit.
your
Your
outfits.
fit is there. You can obviously make it bigger with your text font and that,
Oh yeah.
but you basically save your fit.
Oh, that's cute. That one is.
Get out of here, man.
Alright, cool. Well, yeah. Big up for the styling tips because I'm not a stylist like that.
But
I
you
just know what
dress
looks-
well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I'm not that guy.
You don't need to be that guy. It's just whatever you feel is right.
No, I don't. I know I don't need to be that guy. I just know I'm not that guy.
But do you trust your gut?
More time because I think that more when I do pull it off, it comes off.
Right.
But I've not been brave in my styling. At one point, I haven't
Fashion
been brave.
coward.
Yeah, I've been a kid. You know that. I'm
Yeah.
a fashion coward. I've been that. Black, blue. Look, blue, white, trap.
Jorts is a risk.
Huh?
Jorts are a risk. You've taken a risk here today. It worked out.
Nah, those ain't jorts, man.
Those are jorts, bro.
No, they're not.
What are you talking about?
Stand
These-
up, stand up. They're not jorts. They don't go below the knee.
Yeah.
So I
Jorts are like pedal
They're like
pushers.
here,
Yeah. Jorts are
Yeah,
like
that
pedal
used to be a
pushers.
thing back in the. That used to be a thing.
So what are those?
Yeah, with you, man.
Huh?
With you, man. Caribbeans, I know.
Yeah, you know
Yo.
what? But hold on 1 second.
Clarks.
Ain't
Bro, bare ankle showing, you know.
Cortez has just dropped some yesterday.
That's what I'm saying, because it's
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Jorts are in now. That's what I'm
Jorts are
saying.
in.
But
Oh,
no one's
that's what I'm
not
saying.
that many people have taken the risk.
Oh, is that a risk?
But they look like you're missing a piece of cloth
Yeah.
on your jeans. That's what it looks like. Like some jorts are like just above the ankle. I'm like, are they supposed to be long jeans?
Right.
Or short, like long shorts, jorts. Cool. Alright, that's the thing now.
I think
Me,
Chuckie was the first person.
I'm not signing up for that. Sorry, that's not my thing.
For
my,
now.
my
For
shorts
now.
are-
For
nah,
now.
there's no for now thing. I'm not even joining that one
watch
there.
it, watch it.
No. I'm not joining the jorts thing because I like my legs. So I don't mind the
Yeah,
hoochie.
yeah.
I'm going the other way. Hoochie daddy shorts.
Yeah. So that after a while, those are going to just be known as pom pom shorts.
Crazy.
Above the knee like this.
Yeah.
Just above the knee.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what?
Yeah.
Bro, at some point,
We go to the third picture, please.
This one.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah.
It's not fitting.
Can I be honest with you?
Which is why it's
can
like.
I be honest with you?
They're looking like the LA Dons.
Just
the Crips.
for the audio lot, we're just googling what jorts basically. Yeah, those ones there, it doesn't look wavy, but that's because of the whole thing that was going on here. But they don't look back in my head. They just look normal to me. But that's because maybe I'm an old man, and that was a thing at one point.
Yeah, it was a thing. I'm saying.
So in my head, it's still a thing.
What? Nah.
Yeah, those look. Who's that?
I'm
That's
not gonna
called-
put his face on.
No, but that's how you're supposed to wear it.
Cortez's brethren.
I
Oh
don't
no,
Oh,
I thought it was.
That's how you're supposed to wear it.
I
Yeah.
think that drops, but yeah, put that on the screen.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
What are we googling here so the audio lock?
So I typed in jorts and then it came up as
Hella pop-ups, man.
Alright, bro. Honestly, ad blocker's not working today.
What website is this? Just so they
This
can
is
see.
called Style Rave. How to
Style
wear
Rave.
jorts this summer. This was last year though.
This was last year. See, hold on, wait. Yeah, that there in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't think that looks bad.
With
Is
the,
he
with the
wearing
leather
long
boots.
Yeah. Am I going mad?
You're going mad,
Nah,
bro.
man. That's-
And he's
he's-
topless with a leather jacket.
Nah, that's looking
Come
proper
on, man.
hooligan.
No, I'm not
Kanye
talking about
West
the. I'm not
hooligan.
talking about the top. I'm talking about the jorts with the shoes.
Bear in mind, I'm not talking about the
You see
fake.
the shoes with the socks up like that. That looks like a schoolboy thing. I'm
That's
thinking,
thing swag though. What's his name? YG. YG 400.
Poet drips like this.
Yes, but Poet can do anything when it comes
Yeah.
to style.
But I think this looks better than the other two.
What's that?
This one here.
The first one.
The first one looks better than the other two.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm not a lover of the way the socks are. Yeah, the whole fit of that looks
Yeah.
that looks normal to me.
Yeah.
I would do that with long trousers.
No, I'm with you also.
Like-
But even are these even jorts? They're just below the knees. You look how low these ones are, innit?
Yeah, I think the first guy doesn't count. I'm talking about the ones that are over the knee,
Yeah.
just about covering your calf.
3/4
So
length.
this part of your leg is showing. Crazy, bro.
That's crazy. Is that where we're at?
I'm not a fan of them.
I'm not a
Some
fan.
girls
do
have
you
dropped
know
them
what
and
it
look
is?
sick,
I'll tell you,
though.
I know what's
some
happening
girls.
here. I know what's happening here. It's just that whole skinny jeans thing. It was
Skinny jeans
crazy.
are a myth now.
It was crazy. Yeah, I know, bro. One
Yeah.
time I wore my jeans and a man sent me a message.
Those are cold with the Tims.
Yeah,
That fit.
I wore my jeans one time and a man sent me a message saying, "Yo, Chucks, we're not doing that anymore."
Got skinny jeans.
Yeah, I hit him back. I said, "What? Swear?" He said, "Yeah, bro."
Unfortunately,
I said, "What? I need to flick them away." He said, "Yeah." I still got them. But
Unfortunately, some of us get off the bus faster than others. That's what it is, really.
I got off
skinny
late.
jeans got that skinny jeans got dash weight after COVID.
Yeah.
After COVID, I left it alone. Certain men are still coming out and being skinnies. Girls are telling them now, "Yo, we don't do that no more." Sorry.
Straights are cool though.
Where the girls says it?
Yes, but girls want more room now. The straights are basically giving skinnies now. They want more room. They want the flares thing, the combats, the jorts. That's what they're looking for now.
I get on the bus late and jump off the bus late sometimes. Because I'll tell you something now. I weren't on the front line with skinny jeans. I wasn't on that. And then I was on it. Until a man told me, "Yo, Chucks, out of love, yeah, those have got to go now."
But I think it's usually a rebuttal to what it was before. So remember, Baggy was in the True Religions, just bare excess jean at the bottom.
Yeah, just ripping off.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Jean at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the response to that was skinny jeans.
Yeah, that was like a cellulite jean.
Yeah. And then we went to Shaki come out with the flares.
Joha.
Yeah, the Joha jeans where there's bare excess, but it was more like on the wide. Bear Man started doing that. And it was like, okay, we're doing that now.
That one was crazy.
Bro.
These jeans are some of the most
Fam.
outrageous things I've ever seen in my life.
Outrageous, bro. But
I'm never doing that.
It was in.
And if I am doing that, I'm really late.
You can't do it. Your height won't favour you.
Yeah, it'll make me look mad.
Yeah. It won't favour you that way. But I'm never doing that either. So I get it. It came in. You're just wasting fabrics, man.
That just looks like a skirt.
That's how wide the leg
That's
is at
how
the bottom.
wide it is, bro.
It just looks like a skirt to me, like a long dress, a jean dress.
Nah.
It looks like when you put your legs together, that's a jean dress thing. But you know what? Look, we'll say all of this stuff. This will all become normal until the next thing happens, innit? Because everything just goes around in waves. These jorts things that looks like it's the fashion and that now. I'm sure I saw a time where people were just kind of wearing them, like way back in the day. The skinny jeans thing, I know that was around. I remember my brethren in school, he got Moschino jeans and they were flipping so, bro, you could basically nearly see his cock. That's how skinny they were. Bro, they were so skinny, yeah.
He was that big bulge.
Bro, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But no, that's what certain man was doing. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro. These are bonkers. Bro. We're looking at is that Asake? He's doing a lot.
He's the one that set pace with it though.
Yeah, he set pace.
What was bonkers? The jean or the shoe?
Everything.
I thought the shoe was alright.
Those Balenciaga shoes, clown shoes.
What, those Bigfoot shoes?
Yeah, clown.
Well, the ones I see Kanye wearing at one point.
It's Balenciaga.
I don't give a monkey.
No, what I'm saying is I think Balenciaga do this as a social experiment.
Yes.
It has to be, bro. They're the ones that they started. It was at Givenchy. The holes in the hoodies.
Oh, I don't remember.
The strategic holes in, like, you buy a hoodie with 15 holes in it. Fashion.
Oh.
Like a man has let off beer shots in your hoodie. I remember that was a thing.
Oh, Givenchy, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know who started it, but I remember that was a thing.
That's crazy.
Why do I feel they stole that from Fear of God though?
I watched the documentary yesterday. It was sad, man.
About what?
Virgil.
Oh.
Apparently his whole ethos, he's been a thief from early.
He thiefed it?
Yeah. No, like his whole approach to fashion, he's been a thief the whole time.
What do you mean?
They broke it down. So if you think about it, Kanye has an interview where he says, besides my mum and Kim, and my kids, the person I've spent the most time with I've been around is Virgil. So Virgil's been watching everything. When Kanye was doing all of those fashion things with Ralph, LV, from the beginning, Virgil's been there. So Kanye saw it as Virgil's been obviously soaking everything in, but also waiting his time. Then everyone knew, if you followed Kanye's journey, that his aim was to become the creative director of Louis Vuitton. Everything he was doing was the cherry on the top for him, yeah. The Champions League, the World Cup, yeah. and he never got it because around that time is when he started going off on these rants. So he was just chatting, and LV were like, we're not aligning ourselves with someone who's just erratic. You're going on tour and you're just shouting. But obviously Kanye had his thing in it. This is what he wanted to do, and it all stemmed from, remember when he did the whole Taylor Swift thing? Sorry to cut you, but Beyonce did all of that. Yeah, he moved to Japan for a time, and he started an apprenticeship with Virgil, and they were learning fashion from the ground up. So he was really into it. Went over there to study, whatever. Anyway, when he did that, the whole rant thing, and he became like, people looking at it like Kanye is a bit someone we can't control, whatever. The guy that was the creative director at LV at the time, can't remember his name, was basically patterning the route for Kanye to just slide in and say, yeah, it's you. But when all that happened, they were like, then LV looked around and said, all right, we'll give it to Virgil. But when you look at Virgil's history, all of his brands have been copycats. When he did Pyrex 23, he was buying, I think, Levi shirts, the not Letterman shirts, the lumberjack shirts, and just screen printing Pyrex 23. That went from $40 shirts to $550.
Yeah.
Everyone was buying them. Then when he brought out Off-White, apparently he stole the logo from Glasgow Airport. he went to Scotland one time, he saw the logo, he stole the logo from Glasgow. They sued him. But he's been sued bare times by other companies that are like, yo, you've just ripped off my... Even his LV, when he became creative director at LV, his first catwalk, some of the designs he showed, there's a designer that's like, are you lot alright? This is me a couple years ago. And when you put them side by side, you're like, oh swear. Yeah, bear of that. So he's like, he lent into it like, well, and that's when he started pushing the narrative. I know you've seen this before. I know you've seen it, where he was like, as long as you change 3% of something, you've made it your own.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then bare creatives are like, yeah! Virgil said it, so it must be true. It's like, so I can take a Trap Star logo, and if I change the letter R a certain way, it's now my logo.
Yeah, it's mad.
But he was pushing that narrative, and people were following it because it was Virgil. He must know what he was talking about because he's Kanye's understudy. And obviously, unfortunately, he passed.
So what about, like, see the example of you're saying that he took a logo off this, which isn't a clothing brand, and pull it on his thing, which is a clothing brand. Of course, he's stolen the logo, but it wasn't a clothing brand.
It don't matter.
Isn't there something? No, of course you can't do that. I'm suing him.
Yeah.
If he did that to me, I'm suing him, innit?
Do you remember what happened to me? And I wanted to do the tequila, and I TAZER Black TB.
No.
And I
Oh
designed
my
a wavy logo. Exactly.
Wait, go on.
And I designed a wavy logo, and I said, nah, this logo embodies me. I can get people to wear this, yeah. Applied for the trademark, the copyright and the trademark. About 2 months later, sorry, we can't process this one. I said, why? Burberry. Search the Burberry logo, please. TB. It's the exact same logo. I said,
Oh, man.
I had to just get rid of it. I said, alright, cool, I'll retract my thing. That one, oh my God. TAZER Black.
That would have been perfect.
Fam. And there's no other way to write T and B where it looks like,
Yeah.
but it was so annoying. But then I didn't know they had this logo.
So it's so interesting that, like, you created essentially the same logo and they'd already had it.
Random. And you'd be surprised how much it happens. I was in New York one time. I'm walking down one road. I can't remember what road I was on. And I'm standing outside this barbershop. It's called Faded Barbershop. Yeah. I sent a picture to Matthew. Matthew's like, wait, that's very weird. It was the same typography as our logo. That is so, it's the same font. But this is called a
What if it's got
barbershop.
something to do with our consciousness?
Probably.
Like subconsciousness and all of that. Like certain things it's in your brain. You don't even realise that it's there. And then it comes out in art. And you think that you've created something for the first time. But really, your parts of your brain has picked it up in different areas. And before you know it, you've created the same thing. Or near enough the same thing.
It's mad.
It's mad. That's really interesting. Remember that guy Dapper Dan used to do that though, didn't he?
Yeah, but Dapper Dan used to rework old Gucci products.
So, and wasn't it Louis V as well though? He used to do Louis as well. But he used to just take the thing and just make a whole new jacket out of it. Take the logo.
Yeah, but that's different. He's reworked the item. Like if you're known for reworking, that's not. I don't think that's bad. It's like Denim Tears, for example. Do you remember when you must have seen the brand? It's got like the big flowers on them. bare rappers started wearing them. And then
What,
someone
what?
looked at the label at the back. But the brothers buy Levi jeans and screen printed flowers on them.
This.
Yeah, that brand.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He's buying Levi jeans and literally screen printing his logo on them and
selling them.
upselling them for mad P.
Well, you can't do that though.
He got away with it because it's reworking. When you actively say you're reworking it, it's not a bad thing. It's just whether people like it or not. You're not taking away from the brand. You bought the jeans legit. Like my Prada jacket. If someone decided to customize that jacket and
they
I
can
sold it
sell
for
it on,
$6
it
bags,
doesn't matter, yeah.
Prada can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, because it's not like he didn't. He bought the
Yeah.
jean from Levi.
Yeah.
So he's still giving them the money.
No,
He
but
said-
he's saying that at first he was saying it was his jeans. He's now had to change the wording, as in I've reworked them,
Okay.
as opposed to these are my jeans.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. You still have to make a change.
Yeah.
You can't just say it's mine, because if you've taken it from somewhere else, if you've taken art and then you put something on top of it, it's still not all the way yours, because the beginning process isn't you.
That's what I'm saying about Dapper Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still getting his fabric. He's not making the fabric. He's bought a Gucci item. Like, let's say he's bought bare Gucci bags.
Yeah.
And he's taken the leather and made a jacket
Yeah.
out of it. He still bought the Gucci. It's still a Gucci leather.
So then what did Virgil do?
Virgil-
Where's the original garment from?
Virgil was buying no, same thing. That's like, I'm not
So
saying
he's essentially reworking too.
yeah, but Virgil's making it seem as if he was a genius. As
Oh,
in,
yeah.
that's what I'm
Alright,
saying.
so
Yeah,
alright, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's so to the root of it, yeah, is that people were looking at Virgil like he was a genius when ultimately he was a thief.
Apparently, he was just stealing
But
their
though,
ideas.
isn't there an argument to say that there's a genius in the thief?
Yeah, but marketing, not fashion. Marketing. You're a marketing genius, not fashion.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Nah, you still, bro.
No. If I can sell a story, because remember, it's all storytelling. If I can sell a story to you to make you buy into my brand,
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, me and you go on a run where we actually make songs and we sell them because of the current hype surrounding us. Then our, for example, 6-track project goes into the top 10. And we're sitting in the top 10 for like a year. 10 years down the line, people are going to be like, nah, TAZER and Chuckie owned the music industry. How they doing events and making music. These times, the music was probably a couple man that we know in the studio. Me and you dropped in every now and then. So yeah, you lay that verse, verse. And then we released it. But surrounding our hype, like look at Khaled, how he's getting called out now. For example. Back then, we thought he was the certified beat maker until we realised, you just got man in the studio. You're not even there.
Yeah, he's not even there.
Yeah.
And also, not to sidetrack, but one of the reasons why Khaled's getting talked about in that way is because he's doing all of that. There ain't no Palestine talk, like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's Jamaican though, that's why.
Apparently. Hella line of
I've seen him in shotters, bro. I've seen him front line in the movies. He's there. The guy thinks he's Jamaican, bro.
He's actually in shotters.
Yes.
Swear
You know
no,
when
I
they go
don't
to
even know
the,
that.
you know when they go to the shop and they go to meet them, he goes to meet the man them. Khaled is the one that steps forward first with his long head, bro. Yeah. That's Khaled.
That's Khaled. Oh no.
So in his mind, he's Jamaican, bro.
And he used to also, he used to play in Jamaica like in the 90s and shit.
Telling
Like,
you, the
early
guy-
to- he was there still. So yeah, he's just out there just abandoning
Telling
these
you,
people
bro.
and just
Have you demoted
not
him?
talking
Not
about
even
the
DJ.
genocide and
You've
that,
demoted
you know,
him.
that's like something. Huh?
You've demoted him, innit? No DJ, just Khaled.
Just Khaled.
Yeah, he got demoted.
It's Khaled.
Yeah, but it's not for. I mean, not everyone's going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Can't expect them to do all of that. It is what it is, isn't it? So it's such this world. Before I get on to anything else serious, by the way, Lily Phillips is hitting her 10K mark. I just wanted
saw
to
that
throw that out
yesterday.
there. She wants the world to know that she's going to be taking 10,000 bodies, mini stadium or an arena.
That's Ali Pali, bro.
Yeah, it's Ali Pali. Over 7 days. And I know a few estates are pulling up.
Do you know what? Do you know what's scaring me? Yeah. Obviously, I don't want to subscribe to conspiracy theories and all of that stuff. Yeah. But I think when people say these lot are social experiments, yeah, forget what she wants to do. Think about all of the other girls that are gonna think this girl's gonna generate money. I can do a crumb of that.
And generate a little
generate
piece.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so right.
Do you see what I'm saying? I don't need 10,000. I can do 10 and see some money. Because when they put in that OnlyFans has earned 42 million.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Look, like Lily. Look, monetary.
Yeah.
She has made her and Bonnie are making a crazy amount of dough, and the reason why, do you know what it is? I think that some of their dough is not made based upon men sitting there and masturbating off the place. It's not the same as like, you know, like Pornhub or Blacked or any one of these other things and whatnot. People usually go there to just masturbate off the place to bits, yeah? I think they make a lot of money out of people's curiosity. So many people are probably signing up to say, there's just no way she's doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro, I'm gonna keep it so 100. I ain't signed up, but I tell you what I did do. I went straight on Twitter and typed in the name to go and see if Black Twitter was doing its thing. Because I'm saying to myself, I need to see the inner workings of what's going on. Now, I'm a very curious person, innit? So I'm gonna do stuff like that. But loads of people are curious, and I think that a lot of people are buying into that from a place of curiosity. So they're making a lot of money, not just off men, but off women too, I believe, that are going there and looking at that.
Yeah, okay, but the women maybe market research, like, how far do I need to go
What?
before I do it? Like, is this real? Maybe, but the men, like, there's stats that show it. Like, I heard a stat the other day, is 80% of the men on OnlyFans are white married men.
Yeah.
Do you know how mad that is?
Married though is interesting.
Yeah, married. Yeah. Listen, we've spent years. Women don't like to hear this, yeah. But men have spent years just nodding. Yes, wife. Yes, wife. You give them the freedom to do what they want.
You give them Bonnie Blue
they're losing
online.
They're losing
and
their
they
mind.
get mad.
They what? The kids need packed lunch. Now let me take that £5 and put that to someone's OnlyFans subscription. That's what the man them are doing, bro.
And you know what, babes? It's not erectile dysfunction. He bust the nut earlier and they got it in him anymore.
Listen, I only got one round in me today, babes. Bonnie Blue took that shit even here.
Hey, Lily took that earlier. Hey, and I only got to the 12th man.
And when they
That's
go,
crazy.
I got another 9,000 to go.
Let me bookmark this timestamp.
We've all had a nasty session of sex, bro.
Yeah.
It smells hot in that room.
Yes.
And that's just 2 people, maybe 3 for some. 10,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ali Pali's gonna be booing.
No. In all honesty, the aura in that place is gonna be devilish. I'm telling you
Honestly.
now. The aura in that room is gonna be. You know what? I tell you something. Yeah, it's gonna be. The spirits in that room are gonna be so intense that even once they clean up, you might walk into the room and feel like something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. You know.
Yeah.
I don't feel right in this room.
I saw the
Man
video.
are busting off bare types of weird energy.
I saw the video where I think it was it 20 or remember we started from them saying 30, man.
And then we start off
were
with them
shocked.
saying 10
or 10 or something. Yeah. I saw the video of that one. One of my brethren sent me that. I said, brother, what is this? The girls, yeah, I like the fact you said spirits because they're either possessed or know how to control. Because these men were literally, the girls, Bonnie Blue, went down on their knees, looked up with her blue eyes, yeah, at all of these men who were in shiesties and butt naked. Certain man took off socks, bro. Toes were out.
I know. That's
And she looked at all of them and said, which one of you want to come on my face first? These men started wanking fast.
yes.
Like, yo, a man. There's about 10 of them standing next to each other, looking at, yo, like, and that's like, what kind of control is this? She's got mad control, you know?
Yeah.
That's techers. But for me, never. I'm never looking in her eyes. Never. I don't know what time. What?
Yes, demon.
She might get you one day. Next thing you know, you're floating in the air like Pepe Le Pew.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? Can't even explain yourself, you know.
Nah,
man.
it's there's so many different angles to discuss that from, actually, on a deeper one, but and probably not for today, but it's a very interesting time, bro. I think it's a mad interesting time, and like these are gonna just keep pushing it until I don't know what the enough is. I mean, we don't know in society anyway. A lot of the time we don't know what enough is in all different elements of life, innit, yeah? But for them, I feel like the time that it stops is when they're forced to stop. Like when they are... Health. Something to do with their body. Or, God forbid, some type of danger. Something that puts them in some type of danger that makes them... You know, she said something one time, which I thought was really sad, actually, yeah? Is that one time when they did whatever they were doing with the guys and whatnot, after it was done, a bunch of the man then pulled back up to just teeth stuff. So went in there, from the yard, just went in there, didn't stick them up, but just went in there and just took a bunch of stuff. There's nothing they can do. Do you know what I mean?
You're not gonna hire security guards.
Well, they do hire security guards now. So
but I mean that I've noticed that some security. Well, we've done events before. Some security guards are like, I'm not putting my life on the line for this. It's £15 an hour. I'm not. Big man, do your thing, bro.
No, but all they need to do now is just get like fucking like Daniel Blackwood and them man. Them man, they will just stand on the door and take the pee.
No, but I'm saying if you're willing to pay their fee, them
you have to pay the big.
You name the man's name by first name, yeah. And last name, that means he is a certified security guard.
100%.
So his fee is not the average fee, is what I'm saying. The average free security guards are not standing in the way of that.
Yeah, well, look how much money they can afford it.
Yay!
Because they're making enough money to be able to do that.
But is she like, you know, like when you say someone's a celeb, because nowadays I don't even know what you define as a celeb. Like, is she famous? Is she a celeb? Is she infamous? What is her thing? Because if she walked through an airport, people are recognizing her.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is
she
her
would have been like, I don't consider her a porn star because
it must be she's a new wave.
Do you reckon it's like a new revamped idea of what a porn star actually is?
Because I would love to see if brands would work with her.
Well, I was about to say like condom brands, but probably they would.
No, like a skincare brand.
Them, huh?
Because they'll just look at her influence.
Skincare. Yeah. Go on her thing to see if she's actually posted anything to do with brands.
Like, has she got?
I don't even know if they can.
Has she got influence in that sense?
On her TikTok? Huh?
Has she got influence in that sense?
That's an interesting question. Does she have influence?
Yes.
No. I know the little boys. Yeah, cool. But I'm talking about like this one's doing the barely legal. Bonnie Blue's doing barely legal stuff. Yeah. Like she's grabbing 18 as soon as they turn 18. That's what she's on. She's going to universities. Do you don't want to lose your virginity? Well, check me out. What?
It's crazy.
She's got influence in the sense of obviously people are going there to go and bust their thing and that, yeah. And we know that for a lot of men in particular, there's a drought in being able to go and just bust your thing with a gal. Not everyone can just go and have sex like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the scary part about that is like, how are you vetting these guys? I'm pretty sure a couple 15, 16, 17-year-olds boys slid through. Fake ID thing.
Potentially.
All that, how are you vetting that? Because that's going to be one of their downfalls. Where it comes out that you slept with a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's it. That's going to be the next thing.
It's just, it's mad.
But the other thing is that like the influence of like other things. I think so, you know, because you see Lily sometimes on her TikTok and that, yeah, she's just doing everyday stuff, going out shopping, this, that, and whatever. And her numbers are, because of the traction that she's getting, it's so high, even with women, I think, from a place of curiosity. If she go, and look, let's have it right. Lily is pretty clean for what she is doing. Do you know what I mean? She's a clean, like white looking gal, isn't it, yeah? So she goes out, buys a jacket, buys this from this place or whatever and says, hey, I've used this for whatever. People are gonna.
Let me ask you a real question. Let's stop dancing around. Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips have DM'd the R&B page. Yo, I want a table. Can I get a section? What are you saying?
Yeah, they can pay and come true. They can pay and come true.
Hey, the man them are gonna be like, wait, is that what? I would love to. I
just don't know if I'd want her to post it.
No, but people post it. But people post it for you. What do you mean?
No, what I'm saying is,
Oh, I'm going
Of course,
R&B.
you can come. I don't want her. I don't know if I want her to be like, yo, hey, thing.
Oh yeah,
you know
because of who follows her.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We would have to release a statement saying that was like she don't come every week. Yeah, so no, I don't want.
She does come every week.
Yeah, so yeah, she does. Of course she does.
Every day.
See, I did that.
She'll pull up every week. So don't be trying to buy a ticket thinking that you're gonna see her here and all that type of stuff.
Like man, I lips in her in the clubs. I think she went spring break.
But man, I lips in her in the like mid 1,000 chop.
Oh.
Didn't you see what Bonnie did the other day?
She lips to do this. That's what 1,000 man tastes like.
Right then.
Yeah, bro. I nearly lost it. Can I show you this video, please?
Okay.
After that, in closing, we'll move because we're spending a lot of time on this. I think I've seen this.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Lily, her thing, yeah, definitely. I think she put a video on her OnlyFans. So.
Where did you go? How did you cheat her? What was you at one of her other events?
Yeah, but it was a trick. So I only met Lily that day, yeah, and then for the video shoot.
So where did you cheat her?
Bro, she had her own like doctor's office, she was in a nurse's uniform and she had a nurse office.
So why could you get it up with Lily and not with Bonnie?
Because that was like a 1-to-1. There was no other guys there.
You get to cheat again, Lily or Bonnie, which one you pick?
100% Lily Phillips, bro. Lily Phillips has done more for me this month than my whole family, friends, everyone in my life combined. I can't say enough good stuff about Lily Phillips.
Yeah, she's cool.
I'm gonna get Lily Phillips tattooed on my arms soon.
Did you get up?
100%. Yeah, come on.
Even straight after she said, I just done a shooting.
No, like, if she has a shower, then yeah.
Would you eat her ass?
1,000,000%, bro. Standing.
Oh my
So
God.
how long did you last when you was cheating, Lily?
Bro, I'm like a 10-second guy, I'm not gonna lie.
Swear down.
Yeah.
So you're working with like a 3-incher,
Yeah.
and you last for 10 seconds.
Bro, because you can't believe it. Oh my God, I'm actually doing this. I'm cheating, bro. Like,
It's
get
what's
excited.
3 inches?
Yeah, I get too excited.
That's
Bro.
what
It's
he's
not
saying.
like a regular occurrence. I'd do anything for Lily. Lily Phillips tattooed.
You know what this is though? You know what this is though?
what?
There's a lot of men with low self-esteem, and maybe she just manages to reach out. She can connect with them, talk to them. Because I don't think. Because again, it's a psychological thing. It's not the beat. It's not. It's how she makes them feel. That's how
Yeah.
strip clubs are always ram with these men who are married, have families, have great jobs, but for some reason they want to go strip club at 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. and just chat. More time they're just chatting. The girl's not even doing that. They're not even touching the girls. They're just in there chatting. You just make me feel good. Because they're just, in their mind, when we go outside, I am absent. Think about it, yeah. There's men who are on dating apps, yeah. They've been, have you swiped on a dating app today?
No.
Have you swiped on a dating app? Did you swipe on a dating app yesterday?
No.
When was the last time you probably, not to air out your business, but let's say this whole year, you probably haven't even swiped left once. No. There's a man right now listening to this pod who is swiping and he's getting no matches. He's been swiping the whole year, no matches. He's buying an R&B ticket, he's pulling up, no girl chatting to him. Lily Phillips says, yo, like you said, she's clean. Listen, slide in my DMs, you can have 10 minutes with me. He's losing his mind.
2 minutes.
He didn't even last 3 seconds.
Yeah. And you know what?
There's bare men like that,
The
you know?
self-esteem thing is like, I hear it because I think as well, it's like, I think for a lot of them, I'm not making an excuse, but I think that for a lot of them, ironically enough, even though they're around so much different men, waiting at times, she's probably making them feel
Like the only
adequate.
one. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like none of them are inadequate. So even if you go there and you bust off in like 10 seconds or whatever, there's a certain level of comfort that they're getting in that situation that makes it not feel like they're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sure there is another side to that story though. I'm sure there are like some guys that have gone there and felt like, I mean, do you know what? There's probably some guys that's gone there and thought that it was going to be longer than what it actually was going to be, or that they felt like they might feel like they know her by watching her all of the time, and so now by seeing her, there's feelings involved because they're not used to being in this type of dynamic. All of it is mind games. Ultimately, for her, it's about money, but she also knows how to make, as you said, men feel. But I do also think as well, bro, like, you present a demographic of men with an opportunity to have sex and they're just taking it. You know, I used to always say that we're living in a society, where more often than not, a woman can say that she's having sex with a man. A man can't just say he's having sex with a woman. If a man goes to Oxford Street and says, to a woman, hey, can I eat your pussy? Listen, could you imagine how much of a weirdo that guy's going to come across and look like, or whatever, or how she might even react to that? But if a woman stands in Oxford Street and she says to her man, do you want to go around the corner? I'll suck your dick. Do you know what the first thing enough men are going to do?
Yeah, look over the shoulder.
Is there a camera?
Is there a camera? You playing tricks on me? Yeah.
Am I getting punked?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Am I getting punked? Wait, is this serious? So now, when you ask that, is this serious? Even if you don't do it, you're contemplating it.
Because what's stopping her from doing what Kai Cenat done, for example? Like, he done a streamers university. What's stopping her from doing like I don't know what the term that they would use, but let's say Bukaki University, and literally man them sign up, big waiting list just for like pull up and then you can have fun with me and my friends.
That's probably the next stage.
That's
But
the next
that
stage.
queue, yeah, outside would be long.
Well, the 10,000 one is going to be insane. And every man standing, some man are in there in socks, some man ain't got their socks on and they're just standing on bare concrete. Everyone's standing. I just think it's nuts. All right, in closing, what do you think? How do you think this plays out from a social point of view? Like with these type of things happening, like what are the effects on that? Is there going to be even more of an issue with how men and women communicate because of stuff like this?
100%. I think there's an issue with the way men and women communicate now.
100%.
This is only going to make it worse. And also, they're on daytime TV. So like, whether we like it or not, you're going to have to sit down with your kids and explain who... If my daughter came to me and said, Dad, who's this Lily Phillips? Can you explain? How am I explaining it to her? But I'm going to have to, because they're 100% talking about it in school.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. The same way they're talking about the other guy that we don't really like to mention because my man messes up the algorithm, yeah? But my man, yeah. Same with that. She's just the other side of that.
Yeah.
Except society used to put down women for talking about sex. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just talking about their boyfriend, a girl could sit down on a podcast and say, yeah, I enjoy giving head, for example. These times she's only giving head to her boyfriend. But man, them will watch that, like, yeah, she's on giving it. It's like, bro, she's talking about her man. Do you know what I mean?
Or they'll say she's at home.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like, but she's only talking about her boyfriend. Yeah. It's just that, but the fact that she's talking about it publicly, set a man look at it like, nah, she's written off. And those are the men that I would say more than likely are the ones that are willing to pay to join a queue of 100, 1,000, 10,000 man. Yeah. Because in their mind, the way they view sex, I say it a lot of the times, and people say I'm pandering, but there's a group of men who still believe women are beneath them.
Yes, definitely.
No matter what your job title is, no matter how many, like you've whatever the case may be, they just think, I'm a man, you're a woman, so you're here by default. There's a lot of men that think like that, and those are the men that would look at Lily Phillips and be like, if you're offering it, I'm taking it. Why not? Yeah, it's my duty.
Yeah. I also think as well I also think a part of the problem that plays out here is the way that people have sex with each other. Like, it's always been a little bit of a thing because of porn. Like, the way sometimes even women will say sometimes they can tell when a man's just watched way too much porn because he's fucking doing a whole bunch of stuff. But when you mix what you said coupled with an element of that, it's like sometimes some people are like not having sex with a girl, they just want to fuck the shit out of them. And that causes the problem. So it's like, yeah, you can go and do that with these lot because there's an exchange in there and it's quick. Some of them are going there and doing that. They've talked about it, like the times when they've slept with somebody and a man's basically bitten a whole piece of their neck off or biting them, leaving marks and stuff like that. The reason why a lot of the times they're doing that is because they're going there on that vibe of, you know, that whole thing of you fucking stupid bitch, and they're going there on that Ari vibe. Now, this becomes even more of a commonish type of thing. You start feeling as though you're going to start replicating elements of that in your household. You're putting yourself in a dangerous position by doing that.
One of my boys has a great analogy, yeah.
Which is why I think it is, which is why I do think it is important to empower women in particular to talk about the things that make them feel comfortable when it comes to having sex and things that makes them not feel so comfortable.
Yeah, but I think there are women doing that.
Of course
the thing is, men are not watching that.
Yeah.
That content exists, but men are not going to. But these group of men we're talking about are not going to be texting each other in their group chats. Yo, there's this podcast with all women, and they're talking about how we should actually be having sex. Let's watch it and discuss. The man are not doing that.
No, man are saying, you know what, I do my thing. I do my thing. I don't know about all of that, but I got the big thing and I do this and I got mine.
Thing is, and we know, no, bro. Like, it don't work like that. But again, the analogy that I said, and then we can wrap up. He said, bro, when I go to rent a car, man don't care about the tires, bro. I think I'm Lewis Hamilton. I rented the car. It's not my car. I rented it for a week. I'm doing whatever I want with the car, and I'm dropping it back. But when you do drop it back and the man says, yo, damages, 20 bags. Yeah. Now what? Depot's gone. Remember, Amber said it, the depot's cray. Some man are putting 4 bags down for a whip that's £3 a day for 3 days to go back, and the 4 bags is not getting returned. So now the car costs you all 6 bags. Yeah. But I'm gonna call it Uber, man. I'm alright, man. I'm calling it Uber. So that analogy, I thought, you know what? I hear it, because that's why I don't borrow my brethren's my car. Because it's not theirs. They will put their foot down.
100% marked up to bits.
You know what I'm saying?
Digger D got himself in a bit of the thing.
What happened?
Because he apparently was driving a Lamborghini with no insurance or something like that.
That's risky, man.
Risky?
No insurance with a big car like that.
Man are saying, you know what, let me rent this thing. I'm going to rent this thing. Boom, let me do the insurance. What is that? Man said, fuck that. You get what I'm saying?
Or you get a man who's always trying to do, you always got a man that's always trying to do hookups, man.
Oh, yeah, that's
yo, just say my rental company, I've got the traders insurance.
That's it. Yeah.
Put me down then. Like, come on, man. Update the system. Feds will pull me over. What's your name? Name's not even on the system. Yeah, you're going to have to pull over to the side.
When you're renting them cars, just make sure that you have everything patterned and that you can comfortably afford it. Not saying he couldn't, but just that you can comfortably afford it. Because when you scratch that, if you scratch that, you're going to have to know how to deal with that.
No, but even driving it, bro. I remember my boy, when we went to Dubai 2019, I think Rob and Marv. I think Marv got a Ferrari, Rob got a Lambo.
Where?
In Dubai, rental. £6 a day, by the way. And then Rob was like, do you know what? I can't lie to you. Like, as much as it's a great car, I'm tired of driving. Like, I want to be on holiday.
£6 a day.
He goes, Taser, do you want to drive? I said, I don't mind, but I'm doing 30 in the Lambo. I just want to just look like I'm driving it. I'm not putting my foot down. Because no, it's an easy drive, cool, whatever. Anyway, we get to the lights here. Anyone who's driven a Lambo,
you can't even get out of gear 1 in 30.
Fam, there's different modes in it. I think there's Corsa, there's efficient, you know the eco.
Yeah.
I put it in super sports mode. The car was doing. When I put it in super sports mode, all I heard was. I said, I had to turn off the car. Hey, mid traffic, I turned off the car, bro. I said, what?
Yeah.
You said, what you did? I said, bro, if I put my foot down, we might end up in the sky, bro. Let this thing reset, bro. Started it again, back into normal mode. That's kind of cruising, blood.
It was to take you somewhere you don't want to
go. No. I said, them sports cars are not a joke, bro. I said, no, I'm alright. That's how a lot of men get crashing, though. They go into sports mode, they think they just put their foot down.
Yeah.
Rear wheel drive, brother. That fishtail you get,
yeah.
The car will do. Next thing you know, you're in the bushes.
No.
I'm alright.
No, that's when you know you're driving a real machine.
Fam, the thing's there. It started to sound like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Said,
oh my god. Yeah.
It wasn't made for you.
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Give it time.
Not yet.
Not in mid traffic.
No way.
Yeah.
And you don't even want that. I know it's in Dubai, but even in London, you don't even want like you can't even. That's tickets galore. You're losing your license quick time. My man actually in Liverpool should be losing his license though. I'll tell you that. What's his name? The one in the Liverpool where he's crashed into a lot of the fans and stuff like that at the parade. They posted a picture of him the other day in the news, smiling and grinning teeth. You noticed that, which I thought was quite interesting. What's his name? Doyle or something?
Yeah, Paul Doyle.
Paul Doyle, yeah. Look at that. Look how pleasant that picture is.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. Like, do they think that we're dickheads? Why do they do this all the time? Whenever
Look how pleasant that picture is.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whenever it's a man of that skin tone, all of a sudden he's grinning bare teeth.
Yeah.
Let it be a black brother. They're getting the mug shot.
They would have found them. Listen, if you don't have a mug shot, they'll find the picture that you didn't want to take.
Yeah.
Slapping it all over the internet.
Pleasant. Yeah. What are the charges, by the way? Could you find them?
Serious driving offences.
I saw GBH was one of them. Hold on. Has been charged 2 counts of unlawful malicious wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, 2 counts of causing unlawful and malicious grievous bodily harm with intent to cause grievous bodily harm.
Even though he might beat this case here, this one that I'm about to say, I think they should have flung it in there. Attempted M.
100%.
I think they should have put that in there. Yeah. He might beat that, but I think they should put attempted M in that. Because I believe that he jumped in that car, regardless of what state he said, and said, someone's got to go. Somebody's got to go. Yeah. He's gone in there on that vibe, and for me, that's attempted M.
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to prove that intent, though, innit?
No, but maybe fling it in there in case there's a text message. Fling it in there in case there's a text. If they can find one text, bro, one deleted something or the other, you can fling that in the mix.
That's premeditated.
All you need to do, because then all you need to do is just put that to the jury and give that for them to think about.
Well, you said that he said he was under the influence. What do you mean?
No, I didn't say that, but I said whatever state of
state. Oh, sorry.
Because I'm sure that's going to come up that maybe he was on drugs or that he was drinking or whatever it may be.
But I don't care if you find out your missus was cheating on you that morning, bro. You don't jump in your car.
You don't jump in your car and you do something like that. Like that is absolutely insane. At first, when it went in the WhatsApp group, I thought it was something. I thought it was a completely unrelated thing. I thought it was something so different because my brethren posted it in the group along with him there celebrating.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I just came out of it and then I came back into it and I was like, wait, did this just happen? Mental.
9-year-old, bro.
79 people, including a 9-year-old, were injured at the incident. I heard a story about he hit a woman with a pushchair and the pushchair went flying, but the kid was alright. Like, that's the kind of, he was hitting everyone, bro.
I'm so surprised, that they weren't able to get him out of the car.
What? He would have got weighed in.
Do you know what? Let me tell you something, all I could keep thinking of, my brain is a bit sinister sometimes, but all I kept thinking is, you crashed into the right section. You clearly did it in the right bit. Because had you have done that in the wrong bit, you would have been out of there in record-breaking time. And I don't know what would have ended up happening.
They would have dragged him out the boot. They would have got through the boot to get him out.
Yeah.
What? No.
And police wouldn't have been able to. They it would have taken a lot of police to stop that from. He's got away with that because that could have been so mad. Not got away with it in the terms of the law, but I think in terms of just street stuff, he's got away with it. And maybe there is an argument to say that he might get away with this in terms of law because if they put attempted M in there and they did find something that showed that he had a premeditated angle to this, then he has got away with that as far as I'm concerned. It's mad. You got to make an example of that because you don't want that to be a thing where people are protesting or celebrating something and then people just go there and start running into people.
Look how long that road is.
That happened in America as well, Do you know that? Remember when, was it around the Trump time, first time around, where there was a parade that was going on and a man went and just started crashing through everyone and that? It's mental.
It happened in Spain recently. Football fans as well. I don't know if it was Barcelona or Madrid, but it happened there when Barcelona won their Copa del Rey. Somebody did it there as well. Drove into the crowd.
Is that where he drove from?
But how long that road is, bro?
Yeah. How did he get in? Is also the other question.
And they confronted him at one.
Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Collides.
You're right. Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Sad, man.
That is quite a big drive. If there's a parade that's happening, there's no cars are supposed to get
imagine carnival.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Imagine he crashed into the actual parade bus. I mean, that would have been insane. But you know what? I don't even really want to put those things out there like that, you know, because boy, there's some absolute lunatics out there. But yeah, listen, honourable shout out to the people of Liverpool, the people that was up there, all the fans and stuff like that. Like, love and guidance and that to anyone that might have been affected or injured or whatever. Yeah, even mentally, just seeing something like that could not be a nice thing. Oh yeah, what's that? 13 injured.
That was 15th of May this year.
Yeah. There will be conversations about the way that the media deal with this, but we already know. You know what I mean? They put a picture of the man smiling, grinning teeth and whatnot. We know that as soon as this was happening, the first thing everyone was thinking about was immigrant. Is it an immigrant?
Yo, I saw that. And then when they realised the guy was white, because they were slowing down the footage, someone got a video of like the car flying past and they were like, oh.
But people were then saying, yeah, all right, he's white, but he might be a white Muslim.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm like, this is, come on, man.
As if just normal white people who come from a Christian or Catholic background or just not religious don't keep up with fuckery on a daily basis. Like, it's mental. Listening to LBC, this is one of the reasons why I love James O'Brien though, you know. Try and come with that to James O'Brien. He'll clart you left, right and centre to bits when you... And they, sometimes some of them stop ringing him because of that. What's this here, EA?
Was the street closed? And it said the street was closed to traffic. However, the roadblock was temporarily lifted on Monday to allow the ambulance to attend a member of public who was having a heart attack. The car followed the ambulance.
Okay, so
there's a text message. 100%. How did he know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
He waited.
He knew, man.
It was premeditated.
Yeah, man.
It was premeditated. He didn't just get in his car and think, you know what, fuck this.
Just follow the ambulance.
Let me just go and do it. He sat in his car. That day, even if he was on some type of substance, it was in his mind that I'm going to cause a destruction today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else going on in the world? Big up J Huss selling out Royal Albert Hall very quickly.
Tickets dropped already?
Yeah,
Friday.
They came out Friday.
Yesterday.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. For Big Conspiracy.
5-year anniversary, was it?
5-year anniversary. Ain't that an interesting time to do an anniversary? Like, none people usually do 10-year.
No, he just needs to be outside, bro. He hasn't been outside. And you know when you need a reason to come outside?
This was that, innit? Yeah, I kind of think that as well.
People are basically saying, is he really going to show up, though? I can't think he can
That was
book
another
Royal
thing,
Albert Hall.
yeah.
I can't see him booking Royal Albert Hall and not doing it, though.
Yeah, no.
They put O2 Arena in it.
But it just didn't say anything.
I don't think that the reason why it doesn't happen, I don't think is because he is choosing to not do it. I think there are other things that are going on that people speculate about for why it doesn't happen. For me, bro, and I've said this so many times, obviously I want him to be well and I want him to be able to do shows and whatever, yeah. But I also really want his management to be able to reap the benefits of what it is like to have an artist like that. Because it's so, not many people you don't have many J Husses, you don't have many artists that like actually make it, sell millions of records, are able to do tours, sell merch, do this and whatever else. Yeah, you don't have that a lot. It is probably half of 1% that actually truly make it to the amount of people that are trying to be artists. Yeah, and so being the manager of somebody like that, when you are there almost from the beginning. You're investing your time, your money, and all of that type of stuff. To see this happening, it's like part of that is your life's work, and then there are benefits off the back of that. And I think that I speculate that there must have been times that it's quite difficult when you see, let's say like Sench and Bello. It's like Sench has had this level of success. Bello gets 20% or whatever that management thing looks like. That's beautiful. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's one of the man them as well. You know, Dave, and with his management, it's like Dave has done all of these arena shows and merch and collaborations with Trap, this, that, and the thing or whatever. There's management percentage in that. They've been there from the beginning. They earn that. They deserve that. And you can go through like a bunch. Storms and Toby. It's like Toby, that rise, you get that 20. So for them, I feel like they've not been able to reap the benefit properly of what it's like to actually have a J Hus. Do you know what I mean? He should have had an arena tour by now. Should have had that. For certain circumstances, it hasn't been able to happen. But then that's like 20% missing. He should have been able to do a collaboration with this, that, and it would fly off that. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, it's hard. Like working in music and being successful in music from behind the scenes as well is a very, very difficult thing to do, you know. And
the landscape's changing as well.
The landscape, exactly. And 20% isn't a great deal, but it's a lot when the numbers are a lot bigger. You know what I mean? So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, in a weird way, I'm kind of like, yeah, like I like the fact that they're able to.
This is why your podcast is necessary, you know, because when you speak about music in that sense, yeah, a lot of people will now understand why something like this makes sense. And even though this one sold out, I hope this performance and the love that he's given inspires him to want to do this more. Like off the back of this, announce maybe like a 5-date, 10-date tour and really work towards making it happen, just so everyone around in your team can eat, and then your fans can just like J Hus has to be someone, yeah, that 10 years, 20 years, like you said when we spoke earlier, 20 years, 30 years from now, we're talking about him in a positive light, and the way he's touched people, as opposed to, I didn't get to catch him on tour.
Well, he didn't even tour. He didn't even do stuff. And the thing is, though, sometimes again, that might not necessarily be his fault for why he hasn't been able to tour. But I just think that like it's so difficult to make money out of music, especially if you're a manager. There's so many managers of artists that are like hustling or have to do side jobs. Jobs because it's expensive. Being a manager of an artist is expensive. Sometimes you are investing 100% of your money to get 20% back. You get what I'm saying? And you may not even get that back. You're spending all of this dough and you might not get this back. What's his here?
Clearly.
What's his here?
Yeah.
As a gesture to the fans who have supported him since his debut, J Hus is keeping ticket prices as low as possible for this performance at £30.
Oh, that's sick. I like that still.
But that's good and bad in my opinion.
Go.
He could charge £60 and still sell out.
Yeah.
But because of the context that in the context we're talking about, because he's been quiet and he's been away, we don't really know what's going on. He now needs to grab our attention again, and then hold it.
Yeah. He never needed to do that, really.
You say that, but then if he came out at £60 and it didn't sell, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if the O2 Arena thing, even though he wasn't doing it, that got postponed, I think, for other reasons.
Yeah.
But I don't think that sold the same way that they may have expected to. And that might have only just been a timing thing.
Yeah.
Because if they would have done it at a certain time, it would have flown. And that's the other thing about managing an artist, is that you need to hit the tipping point. And the timing has to be right. If you miss the timing... We've
learned that the hard way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even when... Remember, I used to say, if we're going to be a little bit transparent, I used to say... With Birmingham R&B and slow jams, I said in the group, we've missed the tipping point.
I didn't know what you meant, you know. When he was saying that, I'm like, we're good, man. We just need to put extra days in the promo.
We missed the tipping point. I said we missed the tipping point.
I said, all right, cool, I hear it.
What I then said was, what we need to do is scale back, do the smaller ones. Let's do a couple of smaller ones. Get people to miss out. Like here with J Hus now, £30 sells out quick. How many people are on that waiting list can't get a ticket now?
Management's on there billing up. Cool, all right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Part of
on the
plan.
show. Then again, maybe a Christmas or a end of year show. J Hus is outside again. Feed it to us. Maybe this time's £40, but the capacity is a bit bigger. Because one thing I will say, Royal Albert Hall is not cheap to hire, bro.
Yeah.
Fam?
Yeah.
It is not cheap to hire.
Yeah.
Frankly, do you think they would have made a loss at £30?
No, I don't think they're looking at profit. I just
Okay.
think they're looking at just coming outside
Yeah.
and letting people know we're putting on a great show.
Yes.
Band, maybe composers might even step in and say, yo, we'll do the sound. All that. It's
Yeah.
going to cost bread, bro. So for you paying £30, be very grateful. And even in that £30, people are still wondering whether he's going to turn up. Do you see what I'm saying? But if he just ticks all of those boxes and has a great night, I'm telling you, man, the knock-on effect off the back of this, he can go on tour.
Go on tour.
And kill it,
Everyone
man.
can eat, and then hopefully he can put something out. He can be able to have a certain level of build upon the notoriety and that as well, and then people are able to then eat. And I think it's sick when managers or people from behind the scenes can buy a house for music from an artist that they've looked. I think it's incredible. Them man might have already had that. They might have other things going on or whatever. But I just think it is just a sick thing when you are a manager of an artist or you work in music from behind the scenes, and you're with, you work with an artist that gets this, has this. The trickle down effect is sick. And then you know what? I look at it even more deeper than that, bro. You see, right now, we're in a time where inflation is mad high. If you check it, there was a point in time where our grandparents, if you have grandparents that came to this country or whatever, they might have worked a certain point, had average jobs, but was able to save. They was able to save. As they got older or when they died or whatever, they were able to then pass something down. Not everyone, but there was a good demographic of families that had been able to do that. You didn't have to be rich to do that. It was just because in that time, you could earn money and you can actually save. Now, in this current climate, it's so crazy how expensive everything is. Your parents now may not necessarily be able to save the same way that they saved. We might not be able to save the same way unless you're making a crazy amount of money, So you may not be able to save the same way. The trickle effect on that is that whatever savings you do have, if you get old and you get dementia or you have some type of illness or whatever, and you might have to go into care or whatever that may be, all your money's going to go onto that because they straight away say, boom, £4,000 a month, £3,000 a month or whatever else for your care until that rinses out. Once that rinses out, then the state take a hold of that. And then they would just pay for it and they cover you, But then when you die, then you can't pass anything on to your kids. You get what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say that if, you have artist managers or people that are like working within a scene or whatever it may be, that are able to buy houses and buy these things, when it is time for them to pass, it's another person who's able to pass something on to their kids. That's the way that I see it. So when I see Bello, for example, doing X, Y, and Z and smashing it with Senchina, I see it beyond Bello. I see it as like sick. He is then being able to make a certain amount of money that when he has kids, he can then pass on something to his kids. Whereas it is difficult in this current time to be able to do that.
You know, I was having a conversation with one of my good friends the other day, and she pointed something out to me that I'd never really thought about. And it's interesting because as we're getting older, I feel like we're just learning so much stuff that this is stuff that they should have taught us when we were younger. But maybe we weren't open-minded enough or even in the capacity to take this information in properly. Because I got my first credit card at 25, 26 after Matthew had taken a couple finance courses to kind of study ways in order to not avoid tax, but
Matthew's TAZER's business partner.
Make tax benefit you in a certain way. So she was like, and I remember I've said this to you before, whereas when I talk about stuff in regards to death, in not like I'm gonna die tomorrow, but like writing my will, for example, my mum would be like, why are you writing your will? Do you feel you're gonna? It's like, no, but we need to protect stuff. So my brethren, who's early 30s, called me and she's like chatting. Oh, what are you doing? She's like, I'm writing my will. Like, why are you writing your will? She was like, I need to protect my yard. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, well, I don't want to take the piss God forbid, if something happens to me first and not my mum. I was like, okay, so why are you writing your will? She goes, because the deposit money was for my mum. So I'm writing the will to protect my yard, that if anything happens to me, the yard goes back to my mum. Because the way they'll do this whole tax thing, she'll end up having to sell the yard, and whatever money that her mum's invested in her to be able to get the yard will just disappear. And I was like, I never really thought about it like that, you know? Like your parents will work so hard to save all this money to hand down to you, and because of like discrepancies in a bit of paperwork, that's just gone.
The state could just take it.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Mad.
But I think I could be wrong in this, but I think if she had passed away, if she didn't have a will, I think that her next of kin, her mum or whatever, a lot of that would just by default go to her.
No, but you would get taxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tax will probably mean you'd end up having to sell the yard to pay the tax.
I think these things are just important. I've said this bare times here before. I used to hate the way that my mum used to talk about certain things, but I get it now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that she's... Do you know what I think my mum has done? I think my mum has done this, yeah. She's a funeral director now. So she's got a very interesting job in a sense that she meets a lot of different families that are going through a bunch of different things. Sometimes they are grieving from a place of just love. Sometimes they're grieving from a place of like anger, it's awkward. This family member's not getting on with this one. These ain't talking to this lot. Sometimes they go organise it so these family can go in and view the body or sort stuff out. And then once they leave, then the other lot can come in. There's all of that type of stuff in it, yeah. But she did say, like, she was quite surprised. She was like, oh, you know that, like, sometimes people come in and they put deposit down on their own funerals. So there's like elderly people that come there and they're like, they want to be able to like pay for their own coffin, pay for this, but do all these payment plans, because when they pass away, they don't want the burden to be on their kids or whatever, because they know how much of a difficult thing that would be for them. And
that's very considerate, by the way. That's very considerate.
I'm telling you, and it's expensive. Funerals are expensive.
Imagine you're grieving twice. One of your family members has passed and they're telling you 20 bags.
Yeah. That, bro,
Big
it's like
man.
a fine.
Come back, man. What do you mean? Come back, man. What? And now, and they're looking at you because you were the elder. But I ain't even spoken to man. I ain't spoken to man in the last 10 years. What do you mean? You've been pally with him. That's your debt. Nah, so you're there. You're next of kin.
Yeah, I mean,
all of that.
That's the next
awkward,
thing, bro.
yeah.
Trust me. Well, you're grieving now. Next minute, you're having to sort out this, and you're like, now you're like 7-8 racks down. Listen, I could easily imagine that when people now are faced with this, they're saying, wait, how much is that? Now, give me the basket. Give me the...
Hey, you see the video of the youth taking the coffin out the funeral home, and the dead body drops out the bottom. But they bought the cheap coffin. Oh. Everyone's losing their mind. But the body's just on the stairs. Someone's like, what coffin did you buy?
I said, nah, bro.
It's long,
listen,
man.
Yeah, this is
long,
expensive, cuz I didn't sign up for this. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you could do that. I wouldn't even be surprised if my mum is doing that because of the way that how she organises herself and that. But yeah, it's mad. How did we get here?
You were talking about Jay Huss being in the position to nice the managers in regards to like the extended families.
Yeah. Just so you get what I'm saying. Family, generational wealth, all these type of things is cool. I understand some people don't see it like that because they're like, I don't want to hand my kids nothing in case they're a pussy, and this, that, and blah. You know, some people do that. What was it? Someone said, I don't care about generational wealth because what if my son's gay?
One of my bro, he said, I don't care about gender. What if I don't care about my kids? What if one of them's a pussy?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I hear it like it's a long way down, innit? But start with that one. Just start with that one. And if you get there, start with your grandson, innit?
But he also needs to go backwards as well, though, because there's a reason why you're here. Someone before you was thinking about you.
Maybe they weren't, though.
Maybe they were just cutting. Maybe they were just cutting through, and it is what it is. But I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you one thing I will say is this. Yeah. You see, our great grandparents, they will look at today, and they will see today as paradise. Imagine that. Some of our great grandparents will look at today and see today as paradise. Meaning, it depends on where they are, which part of the world they are in, and how they've been treated. But if you go back to like a certain time in slavery and that, yeah, a certain time in slavery where people were treated a certain type of way, where they had their feet handcuffed to a thing and they were sold, or they were whipped, or they were burnt, and they were called a nigger and all of these type of things. They will look at today and they will think, rah. And then they will turn around. Do you know what some of them will do? Some of them will turn around and say, you lot are calling each other niggers. I can't believe it. And you're justifying it by saying we're claiming it back. You lot are going out of it. Do you know what I went through? Do you know what I went through? This is insane. That's how some of them would be thinking.
Can I recommend a movie for you and those listening? I've spoken about this on Free Shots many times. I don't know if I've spoken about it here, but there's a movie called Parasite.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Best movie ever.
Yeah.
That is moving, if I remember rightly.
But one thing in particular that I want to touch on here is, it's been out. When did it come out?
2017.
Spoiler alert, man! If you don't want to hear this, fast forward. But I'm sharing something.
COVID.
So, one of the things that was very sick about this is, do you remember the maid?
Yes.
The maid that was already in the yard.
Yeah.
So the idea was that
I don't remember the movie all the way.
All right, so we follow a family first, and then they live in squalor, like poor, whatever.
Yeah.
But one of them manages to get into the house of the rich family as a tutor. Yeah, and then slowly but surely, the dad comes over. The dad becomes the driver. The mum becomes the maid, and all of that stuff. And then there's already a maid there, but this maid's moved. The old lady, she's moving a bit mad. Then you come to find that this maid has been living in the basement with her husband. Doing her thing. But this new family is trying to mess up her thing. She's like, what? But this new family are trying to move into the yard, whereas the maid is comfy in the basement. She's comfy in the basement. The husband has the opportunity to come out. He doesn't want to. He's fine there.
Yeah.
No matter how good it is upstairs, this is where I feel comfortable. And it just goes to show you, like, going back to what you said, that people back then would have been here today, seen it as paradise. Some of them would have been, you know what?
Well,
I still prefer it there. I still prefer it there.
Yeah, but that's some of that is Stockholm syndrome.
Is that the correct term?
Yes.
Maybe the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also.
I hear that. But yeah, sometimes it's like some people go back to their abuser because they just are comfortable there.
Like certain men are comfortable in jail rather than being free.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, brother, like, you're free. Yeah, but there's no direct debits in jail, brother.
Yeah.
I know the man, I know the wing. I know what food I'm getting. I know what I need to do. The gym's there. They're just more comfortable there. And it's like, everything you're saying, you can get outside, but the whole element of maybe walking to the gym or getting a bus or having to meet
fear of the
people.
unknown.
Yeah. So some also remember there
man.
was always like the people that like were the ones that was accepted, so it was all right for them. Remember they used to call them the house Negroes.
Yeah.
They
Samuel
could
L.
be in the
Jackson.
yard. Yeah. So they
Samuel L. Jackson in Django.
Yes.
In Django.
Yeah. So they might not have even wanted that liberation stuff too much because it's like my thing is all right.
I'm Chris.
You know what I'm saying? I get to eat bread and nuts and.
By the way, I think everyone who's...
Can I say also, by the way, this... What?
I was going to say, by the way, everyone who's of this skin tone, this hue, whether it's to the left or to the right here, of the colour... We need to watch Get Out again, you know.
Yeah, I need to watch that again.
But you know, I didn't get it the first time I watched it. You know the black woman and the black man outside. You know when Daniel Kaluuya meets the black man.
Yeah.
You know they're white people.
I need to watch that again.
Brother, the film is about the white girl yeah, bringing black men to the yard so old white people can put their consciousness.
Yes.
So the black woman in the yard that's looking in the mirror and she's moving, it's a white woman in her. And then the black man who's outside who's handing out the drinks is a white man because he wants to be able to be a sprinter. That's why when at night time the black man just started blowing down the road. Yeah, because his dream is I want to be a sprinter. So they brought him to the yard to be the next person. And you see the old man on the bed, on the hospital bed thinking, Danny Glula's like, hold on, what? But I didn't deep it like that at the time. Now I watched a little YouTube video. I said, nah, I need to watch this again. Yeah. But big up Jordan. What's his name? Is it Jordan Peele? The director?
Jordan Peele, I think it is. We'll double check now. I think it is Jordan Peele though.
Because basically what the essence of the YouTube video was basically getting at is that these movies are basically...
Yeah.
Jordan Peele, yeah. They've showed us these movies and they're essentially exposing stuff, but we're not taking it as that. Whereas time has passed now. Yeah. Like I said, understanding. I get what he's trying to do now. Yeah. At the time, I just watched it because big up Daniel Kaluuya. I'm a Daniel Kaluuya fan in it. So
big him up.
Did you guys watch
I liked
Sinners?
him to have him on the pod. Yeah. I did. I actually seen it.
Finally.
I saw it a few weeks ago.
I still got your ticket in my bag, you know.
Huh?
When did you go? You went on Monday the 12th of May.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, sick.
Awesome.
Yeah, I put it in my bag. I was already left. I was like, let me take it just in case.
What's your quick take on it? We got to do a deep dive. I don't know if he's going to be on the pod or whatever, but
not today.
Yeah.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was alright. I enjoyed it. Like I didn't come away from it loving it, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it still. I went on my own. Remember, Taser was cussing me.
Bro,
you was cussing me.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good film still.
One thing I will say about Sinners, not about the film, just about Ryan Coogler and why it was such a big deal that he got the contract that he got. Yeah. No one else has gotten that.
Right.
One, yeah. Reason being, every time a film makes it to the point where it goes into cinema, the what would you call them? Not the production, the studio that has commissioned this movie own the rights.
Oh really?
I think I remember you talking about.
Has worked with a studio where they own the rights for 25 years, and then he gets it back. What that means is he's going to be able to write a sequel, a prequel, TV series, spin-off. He'll be able to do that. So all he really needs to do in the next 25 years is just write stories. Around Sinners, if he wants.
If he wants to.
But he has the ability to do that. Whereas John Wick, whoever wrote John Wick, it's the studio that comes back and says, okay, we commission a part 2. Go write it.
Okay.
It's on the studio. Whereas his deal is whether he wants to do it. But it's in 25 years. And I think these type of deals, they don't give them out. But he's obviously done something or made a couple phone calls or whatever. And then even shooting in IMAX. Yeah. Only 19 movies, maybe, if that, have been able to do that. And a lot of them are Christopher Nolan. As in Tenet, Interstellar, Batman. Yeah. But he's got Christopher Nolan's number. You can call him and ask for advice. So listen. He's not a small boy, you know. No, yeah, big up Ryan Coogler, man.
Fruitvale Station was crazy as well.
Yeah.
In closing, I think the other thing that we have a conversation I don't think that we're ready to have is that nigger and that, yeah, it's not our thing over here really, you know. It's not ours. That's the American lot. I tell you why, yeah. Recently I've been asking my elders, like, that were really outside in the 70s, in the 60s, like how they were communicating with each other, like what was going on. And when I asked them, like, did you lot used to call each other like nigger and that? They'd be like, no, that was you lot. You lot started doing that. We weren't doing that, it's you lot. Our relationship as black, British, Jamaican anyway, yeah, our relationship with it is not the same as them lot over there. Theirs is incredibly deep with that word. You know, that's been going on in the 18th century. You can probably trace it back even further than there. So you see when they turn around and they say, we're just still trying to figure it out and whatnot, fair enough, because that's hella deep. Us lot, we started this in like 1990 something by watching them lot. But I don't know if we really ever want to. You know what I mean? Because I get it, we're claiming it back and that. Anyway, listen. The sun's out. Fun's out.
We said 50% off, yeah?
Yeah, call me Mr. 50% off. That's me. All right? Taze. Appreciate you every time, bro.
Come on, man.
We saying Birmingham Cellar and what Brighton's about. Anyway.
Come on, man. R&B slow jazz to the world, baby.
Thanks for listening, everyone, yeah?
Love.
I'm going.